Well, good morning. We are at the farm where you live here in Clemson, South Carolina. Look at this gorgeous morning right here. Look at that fog just sitting over there. Beautiful sky. We actually camped here last night next to Jeremy and Cass from Say Mojo. Jeremy, tell us about your sleeping situation you got here.
It was nice. It was nice.
We were going to come up here this morning. Clemson actually has their homecoming game this weekend, so I was like, man, I don't want to try to drive early, and then maybe it's still getting traffic or anything. So we ended up saying, let's go camping, and we did. It was a great night, super fun. I slept all right. Chastity said she didn't. I mean, she's not really much of a camper, but I slept great. I love camping, and it was awesome for us all, like, as a family, to fit that little tent and camp and stuff. So this morning, let's just get to it. Now we're actually in the venue where we came across our friends over at Blue Roost Farms who, if you bought some of our cups, she made them.
All right, so we have our coffee-infused skincare line. I use a coffee from a local coffee roaster. We use an organic Indonesia blend. And then we have our medicinal herb line, and that is all herbs for my garden or locally sourced if I'm not growing it currently.
So I just got the opportunity to interview Joel Salatin and ask him a question I had about the Pastured Poultry's Profits book. I probably said that wrong. Pastured Poultry Profits book. And so I'll put the interview in right here. So we all know Joel Salatin. My question for you, Joel, I've been reading your Pastured Poultry's Profits, and it's an older book. Is there anything different that you would change or add to the book now that would help me? I'm raising birds. I want to get into selling them to my friends and stuff like that, and then slowly grow something. I did talk to someone who is going to get me in touch with a guy who will come out and watch my processing and kind of give me the ability to do that. But for the people who love you and want to reach out for you and read your book, is there anything different?
Well, the book has had several. The book was written in 1993, which is now whatever it is. It's old,
Right?
30 years old. Nothing from the core has changed, but we have put in 3 addendums. I mean, the book is like 100 pages longer now than it was in '93, and I elected to not go back and change the text, but continue when we reprint to add addendums of new stuff, that sometimes when it contradicts what's in the text, it makes it clear. The point is that I want everybody to know that we're on a learning journey too.
Right.
All of us are on a learning journey.
Right.
And so the addendums now talk about the turkeys and some layer information. The original book was all about the meat birds, but it's the addendums kind of bring you up to speed. The last one I did was I'm going to say probably 4 or 5 years ago. So it's pretty current.
So the addendums are on the paper, like printed books.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my problem. I'm not a huge reader, so not my problem, but it's my problem that I don't read much. But I downloaded the Audible because during my job, I listen to books all the time. And
the Audible is the most current.
Is it?
That is the most current.
Okay, so there's nothing. So everything that's in the Audible is like what you're saying. That they have the addendums. Okay, perfect, cool. That's what right. My burning question for y'all was like, because I guess listening to it, you talk about the older and how young your children were.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I wonder if anything would change. So you're saying everything in the Audible is good to go.
Yeah, because the Audible has all the addendum material in it.
Awesome.
Yeah, because I only did the Audible, I'm going to say, maybe 2 years ago. It's pretty recent.
Awesome.
Yeah. It took a long time to find a company that I could work with to do the Audible and market it and that I would actually, get a little bit something from my time.
Right.
It takes a lot of time to read a book.
That.
You got to go to a studio, and it takes a week, and so I just wasn't willing to do it for nothing.
Okay.
So this company that's doing it is fabulous, and I'm hoping eventually to get all of them on audio, but it takes time. And people love it that I read it.
Yeah, I do. I mean, honestly, you have a great voice.
Yeah.
It's like when I listen to Jessica Soward's podcast and stuff. That's my favorite part of Wednesdays is listening to her talk, and she just has a great voice, and so do you. And so that's awesome. I really appreciate you taking this time with me and answering my question.
Thank you.
I was also able to interview Joel Salatin's co-host on their podcast, Beyond Labels podcast. Her name was Dr. Sina McCullough. Now, I wasn't able to film it because there was some music going, so it was just had a great conversation about how they started, how they got together, and just really have a good conversation about like what they do and stuff like that. It was really nice. She's a super nice lady. Go check out their podcast. It's definitely awesome. Got a lot of cool information and stuff.
We're on Henry B. Co. On Facebook and Instagram. We have local honey from around the
Upstate South Carolina?
Yes, we do. So we have hives in Taylor's, Travelers Rest, Woodruff, Greenville, and Simpsonville.